It wasn't the words themselves that shattered Prince Harry. It was the way they were delivered. Calm, cold, final. When King Charles looked his son in the eye and said, "I owe you nothing, son, in this life or after," it wasn't just a personal rejection. It was a declaration to the world. The monarchy had drawn the line. No more chances. No more forgiveness. No more pretending Harry was still part of the inner circle. Harry didn't return to the UK expecting applause, but he did expect a door to crack open. Maybe a hug, maybe a private meeting behind palace walls, maybe even a quiet deal. He thought the family would welcome him back, if not with open arms, at least with polite smiles and the safety of royal resources. Instead, he got an iron gate slammed in his face. For years, Harry played the role of the misunderstood prince, the one who broke free from the royal machine to find his truth. But in doing so, he burned every bridge behind him. And now he's trying to walk back across ashes, pretending they'll still hold his weight. Charles isn't buying it. The king's patience snapped. Not with a scream, but with 6 words, "I owe you nothing." That wasn't a father speaking in anger. That was a king declaring he was done. It stripped Harry of every ounce of entitlement, of every assumption that being born a Windsor meant the family would always catch him when he fell. And make no mistake, this wasn't emotional. This was strategy. The royal family doesn't run on feelings. It runs on image, tradition, survival. Charles knows. Bending for Harry now would make the crown look weak, and the monarchy does not survive weakness, so he went the other way. He made it brutally clear, the crown doesn't serve pity projects, especially not ones that cashed in on palace secrets. Insiders say Harry didn't just come for a chat, he came for support, for security, for money, for access, maybe even for a chance to stand beside the family at future events. But all he got was silence, and then that sentence. Because for Charles, it comes down to loyalty. And in his eyes, Harry traded loyalty for camera time. This is the same Harry who went on global TV, who dropped memoirs like grenades, who exposed the family's deepest wounds. He called them out, blamed them, shamed them. And now he's shocked the gates stay locked? The UK public isn't shocked. They've already decided. Harry was once their favorite, the fun-loving rebel, the war hero with Diana's spark. But now he's the man who keeps airing dirty laundry and demanding sympathy. This time, people didn't just ignore him. They closed their doors. That's not fatigue. That's rejection. And the tragedy? Harry still seems confused, as if he can't accept that his choices brought him here, that you can't walk out on the crown, torch the family name, and then stroll back in expecting privileges to be waiting. But this isn't only about Harry's fall. It's about who rises because of it. Because while Harry circles the gates, begging for a seat at the table, someone else already sits in the shadow of the throne, quietly, dutifully, powerfully. Prince William, the son Charles does owe everything to. That's where the contrast sharpens. William doesn't need to shout. While the world dissected Harry's every outburst, William played the long game, quiet, composed, relentless. He didn't run to cameras, he didn't write a memoir, he didn't sell family pain for profit, he simply stayed. And that loyalty, steady, silent, unwavering, is why the crown sees him as the future. Charles knows better than anyone the cost of patience, the weight of loyalty, the value of a steady hand. And when he looks at his 2 sons, he sees 2 legacies, one built on sacrifice, the other on spectacle. William's loyalty wasn't loud, but it was consistent. When Diana died, he shielded Harry from the chaos. When Charles married Camilla, he gritted his teeth and accepted it for peace. When scandals threatened the monarchy, he didn't pour fuel on the fire. He kept the public's trust alive with dignity. That's why Charles owes him everything, not just as a father, but as a king. Because William has become the monarchy's anchor. The reason Britain still believes in the crown. Polls prove it. William and Catherine are adored. Harry and Meghan, their popularity has crashed. The people see it clearly. They respect the one who stayed, not the one who walked away. That's why Charles is doubling down on William. Behind palace doors, he leans on him more than ever. William isn't waiting for the throne. He's already shaping it. His image steadies the crown. His voice shapes decisions. And Catherine, she's more than a symbol of beauty. She embodies stability, grace, tradition. Together, they are everything the monarchy needs to survive. Relatable, elegant, unshakable. Harry and Meghan tried to rival that from California. They had Hollywood, media deals, global attention. But what they lacked was the one thing William held on to: duty. The daily grind of royal life, the silent sacrifices, the discipline to endure behind closed doors. One brother embraced it, the other rejected it, and now Charles sees the results. One son stands tall with the nation behind him. The other stands alone, watching from the cold. The contrast couldn't be clearer. One is the legacy, the other, the warning. William never begged for respect. He earned it, not with headlines, but with history. That's why, in Charles's eyes, William isn't just his heir. He's his redemption. The reason the monarchy still breathes, the reason its future still has a heartbeat. Harry wanted both worlds, the freedom to tear down the palace walls and the privilege to walk back through them whenever he pleased. But that door no longer exists. It's not just closed, it's gone, burned by his own choices. Now, he stands outside, watching a kingdom that no longer waits for him. Every move he makes feels desperate. Another podcast, another interview, another attempt at relevance. But the more he speaks, the further he drifts from the image of a prince. The public doesn't see royalty anymore. They see a man who left, who sold the family's pain, and now expects that pain to buy him sympathy. Charles's words weren't just personal, they were institutional. I owe you nothing. That wasn't just a father to a son, that was a king drawing the line. And where does that line end? With William. Because loyalty has weight. And Harry dropped it long ago. The monarchy isn't built on comfort, it's built on endurance. William endured, Harry ran. And now the future belongs to the one who stayed. William is already the monarchy's heartbeat. Harry is its cautionary tale. And what hurts Harry most isn't rejection, it's irrelevance. Because once a king says, I owe you nothing, the crown never takes it back. The legacy has shifted. William will wear the crown, not just because he was born first, but because he earned it, through silence, service, and strength. And Harry? He'll watch from afar, haunted forever by 6 words that echo louder than anything he's ever said. I owe you nothing, son.